Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. It is a time of fear and candy. I don't trick or treat. I have actually never trick or treat in my life. I usually watch Halloween films and eat Halloween candy for a day. It is the story of my life. Also, I would just play the Five Nights at Freddy's games because of the Halloween decorations or the FNAF 4 Halloween edition. For this year's Halloween, I wanted to dive into a mystery filled world. So I was told by my friend Forgotten Freddy a story about a creature known as Bearcrow. I instantly wanted to know about it. The Hottest Star returns once again with this Bearcrow, and I am going to explain it here today. My name is Dr. Sprinlock, and welcome back to SFM Multiverse Explained. Bearcrow, it is time for your diagnosis. The story starts with a dark and gloomy night. The sun is reflecting light against the full moon, bringing light to a dark sky. Small, transparent clouds pass through, bringing a sense of eeriness to the atmosphere. We turn our attention to a dark cornfield with a couple of jack-o'-lanterns being the only source of light. As the radio plays a tune, that creature, known as Bearcrow, stands there menacingly, surrounded by these mini creatures called spooky frettles. As they all scatter, Bearcrow awakens. We are now in front of a barricaded small old home. In this home is a man holding a flashlight. He looks very nervous. Then he hears movement. He flashes the light at one of the spooky frettles who stood up and now is sitting back down. His paranoia only grows by the minute as he begins noticing a glowing light in the cornfield. After seeing many photographs of the Bearcrow, we could tell that he has been observing the creature for a long time. He grows nauseous, knowing that the Bearcrow is coming for him. What it will do to him brings pain to his stomach. The whistling grows louder. The creature continues forward while the spooky frettles scatter. He finally enters the house, bringing intimidation to the man. All the man could do was hide in the closet and pray that he is not found. The Bearcrow enters the room even though the door is locked. The man stays silent, hoping for the Bearcrow to leave. Then he breathes, and everything goes cold. His face says it all. He messed up. Bearcrow turns around and walks slowly toward the closet. All the man can do is sit still, hoping that Bearcrow doesn't attack. Bearcrow then walks away, exiting the house. The man ponders on how long he'll be able to last. Another dark and gloomy night in this world. Halloween has begun. This little girl decided to go alone and knock at a door with no answer. As she walked off, the spooky frettle couldn't help but stare at her from the fence. As the girl mopes while sitting, something pokes their arm out of the darkness, placing down candy bars to lure the little girl. It succeeds and the little girl goes after the candy. The little frettles are continuously watching her from the cornfield. She follows the trail of candy, only to enter a barn filled with frettles. There is also a lollipop in the center of the table in front of her. Behind it is Bearcrow's head. She walks forward, the frettles watching her every move. She examines the head only for it to glow. His body appears from behind and presumably takes his victim. And the facts are true. The man from the previous video returns and witnesses the ambulances carrying the deceased child away. The man then gets paranoid and notices Bearcrow staring at him. He flashes the light at it and sees human eyes and a corpse trapped within it. The man is later accused as the perpetrator and identified as Adam Kroninger. A police detective is speaking to him and asking him questions on the matter, but like the previous times he has been accused, he denies these allegations. Then Mr. Kroninger reveals to them about Bearcrow, but like everyone else, they don't believe him. Later, Kroninger calls 911 and tells them to send anyone they can to his location so he can prove that Bearcrow is alive and is planning his attack. Soon, Bearcrow looks on towards the house preparing his invasion. He then starts ripping apart the barricade boards. Bearcrow has arrived and is stalking Mr. Kroninger. Before the police can arrive, Bearcrow cleverly leaves his weapon with Mr. Kroninger to be framed by it. The cops catch him and arrest him. Bearcrow is also taken and contained along with Alfredo. Two guards talk about the whole situation. Bearcrow is of course listening and planning his escape. Then the guards talk about some sort of puppet rabbit thing. As the camera pans out, we see another containment cell with the shadow of the puppet rabbit creature. Then finally, it is revealed what paragraph 4 means. Together in one place. Here's my final diagnosis. From what I gather, Bearcrow is a creature capable of great strategic intelligence, but he also made an error in his judgment and got caught by the police, which also dwindles his intelligence in a way. He is feared, and he is not the only one in this world capable of these tactics. I will finally give my final verdict. Bearcrow was a terrific story, and I can't wait for more episodes to come and for me to explain. I diagnosed and rated him a fantastic scare. This is Dr. Springlock, and that was my diagnosis for Bearcrow. Happy Halloween!